Hi everyone. Sorry if it sounds like I'm out of breath, because I kind of am. I wanted to get on, record something real quick before the opportunity went away and I got busy. So I met the neighbors. I was outside mowing, and we're still working on this damn porch. And by we, I mean she is. I'm just out for support, and because I know how to be supportive that way, just not in some other ways. But so we're out there doing yard work. It's a nice day. Most of the neighborhood is gone. And you remember how I told you that I thought it was just like this lady living next door, and that, oh, how'd she move in? I didn't hear anything. Well, turns out there was more of them. So the guy that I had mentioned before I saw mowing, who wears the tie-dyed shirts, he came over today. So what happened? This is why I'm recording, okay? Because, sorry, I don't feel like going back and re-recording this. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. This is so unprofessional, but I'm not professional, so I don't know what to say to that. I'm mowing, right? Mowed the back. I mow in a certain order. I don't care what anybody says about you should mow in different orders so the grass looks better. Like, no, I mow the same way every time because I don't give a fuck what the grass looks like. I just need to cut it. So I go to the side of the house, and that's between our house and their house. And we only have I don't know, maybe a foot, like the side of the house and a foot out is like what we mow, and the rest is like the neighbors. So I was doing that part, and then I turned it off because I was getting overheated, but not to the point where I was going to throw up yet. So I turned it off, and I was coming back up the stairs to come through the front door to sit in front of the fan, and it turns out that the dude in the tie-dyed shirt, I think he said his name was Tom or Tim. I'm not good with names at the beginning. He had followed me over. And he came up and he introduced himself. He's like, I'm the new neighbor. And immediately I felt like an asshole, because aren't the people that live in the neighborhood supposed to be doing that and welcoming the newbies? And I specifically did not want to do that. And so then I was like, oh my God, I'm so fucking rude. I was just right there mowing, and they were there. Like, there's a U-Haul. That's why I didn't hear nothing. They've got a U-Haul in the driveway, and they're moving their stuff in, and I didn't look over at all when I was mowing. I just needed to get the mowing done. And so I just felt like the biggest dick. And then, so he's sitting there, not sitting, standing, telling us a little bit about himself. And I'm freaking out in my mind. I'm like, I am the worst person. I'm such a shitty neighbor. He's already talked to the people across the street, he said. And, and I know that they probably introduced themselves because they're the neighborhood watchdogs, the ones with the lawn across the street that's meticulous. So we're not surprised that they talked to him, but I just felt like a douchebag. I was just like, oh my God, I couldn't just introduce myself. What's wrong with me? And so when there was a break in conversation, I just said to him, hey, I'm sorry if I seemed rude when I didn't introduce myself when I was right next to you guys. I'm autistic, and socializing is hard for me. And he seemed to understand, because he didn't directly acknowledge what I said. But the next thing he said was, my daughter works with adults and children on the spectrum, and with different disabilities and stuff. And so I'm pretty sure that he's autistic. I don't know if he knows it or not, but he has worn that tie-dyed shirt every time I've seen him. So he must have multiples. The same outfit, same everything. Sorry, that's usually a giveaway, isn't it? I mean, come on. To me it is. Plus he seems very quirky in how he was communicating. So there's no way that the dude's, I mean, I know I'm making a snap judgment, but come on, I see us everywhere. But so he didn't seem surprised that I said that. And he was just like, that's okay. And I was like, well, you should know that if we come in close, if I'm near you doing something down the road and I don't say nothing to you, I'm not being a bitch. I'm not good with socializing. So you're probably going to have to do initiated if you want to talk or something. And he was okay with that. He said it's him and his wife, and there's this like garage that was turned into a tiny house. I guess that lady moved when the introverts moved. So I didn't even fucking know that lady left. And how he described himself was him and his wife are living in the bigger house. His daughter is living in the little garage apartment, and she works from home. She does like the casework stuff. And he's like, we're just a little bit loud, but we're not like partiers. He's like, but we make noise. And he said he has a little dog, and he mentioned like, oh, maybe once we get settled in, we can invite some people over for like cocktails. And Alicia's like, oh yeah, sure. And I'm like, you bitch. Like, I don't want to commit to that. But if the rest of the neighborhood's going, I guess I kind of have to, don't I? Or do I not? Like, do I have to go? I don't want to go. Part of me does to be nosy. Part of me doesn't because there's going to be people. I'm already planning these things and they're not even happening yet. I'm planning what it's going to be like at this supposed cocktail party. Because I'm telling you, if you saw this dude, he looks like a straight up hippie. So when the word cocktail came out of his mouth, I almost laughed. And I told him too, I was like, I'm obsessed with like fire pits. I burn so much wood back there. And so if the smoke irritates you, he's like, oh no, I love the smell of smoke. So I guess we're going to get along. And I don't know, like I had a good feeling about the dude. Like he seems funny. There's no bad vibes or anything. And I usually feel pretty comfortable right away around quirky people like me. So that's over with. It's not just one lady like I thought it was. The whole family's moving in today. So I just wanted to get on here, and the point of this was just I needed to say out loud, like I told somebody else that I don't know that I'm autistic, and I told Alicia when he walked away, I just need to get used to doing this. I don't feel the need to hide it anymore. I know when I initially started this podcast, I didn't want people to know who I am, and that's not so much the case anymore. Like I'm not trying to hide myself. It didn't feel like I had a little anxiety telling him that I'm autistic, but it was a nice reaction that I got. I didn't get a bad reaction. I felt okay saying that out loud. And I feel like this is just who I am. I don't need to not tell people. And I want people to know that I'm not a bitch. Like, if you want to talk to me, you're going to have to initiate it. I'm sorry. Most of the time, you're going to be the one to initiate it. But, like, I'll have a conversation. I'm not good with the social stuff. And I want people to know that. Because I want to be helped with that a little bit. So if somebody else starts the conversation, then, and this guy doesn't seem like he would be a small talker. He's like, oh, wait till I tell you about the folk music that I play for people. He's like, people like to listen to me and I can tell you all about it, but like, I'll do it some other time. So like, come on, the dude, he seems like a fun autistic hippie. And I actually kind of want to get to know him, but I'm also nervous. Like I get along way better with dudes than I do with women. I just have always been that way. I love guys. They're easygoing mostly. There's not like drama and stuff with them, but like I've always been awkward around women. Like how do I say this? I'm not like a normal, not normal. That's not a good word to use. Let's just say that like the majority of females I've come into contact throughout my life have not liked me. I don't do the dressing. Like I don't care about clothes. I don't care about drama. I don't like gossiping about people behind their backs. Like everything that it seems like most of the women I've met like to do, I don't like to do. And I've met these people at work. And most of them just in work environments where all they want to do is talk and not work and try to suck me in. But nope. I don't do well with women. So I'm a little nervous about like having to interact with the wife and the daughter. And I realize I sound like I'm an alien or something, like I'm visiting this planet briefly and I need to learn the language and the customs. Like, that's how I feel sometimes. But anyways, that's all I have for right now. I just wanted to stop what I was doing and just record and say I told somebody else that I'm autistic and it went well. And I feel fortunate that it went well. And I feel like this will help me continue being honest with people because I feel great that he knows this. I almost wasn't going to say anything, but it was the fact that I felt so bad about the fact, like, he's brand new to the neighborhood. He shouldn't have had to come over and introduce himself, right? That's not how things go. So yeah, sorry, dude. That's why I'm an asshole. Or why I seem like an asshole. So I'm sure I will have stories down the road about interactions with them. But yeah, he seems like a fun guy. So that's all I've got. I told somebody I'm autistic. It went good. Maybe you should try it too. I don't know. All right, bye.